Imagine if every morning you wake up with your brain supercharged for peak performance and flow, just by changing how you sleep. Well, the science shows that this is possible, and if you dial this in, you can unlock so much more of your full potential and never feel tired again. My name is Ante, and I'm a productivity expert who is going to help you become way more productive and thus make way more money, proven by science. It's 12 p.m. I just came home from 2 sessions. First, the BJJ session, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then I had grappling session. I was very tired, so it was around midnight, and I wanted to eat something, so I went to the fridge, I destroyed something, because I was incredibly hungry. But I didn't eat too much, because I immediately went to sleep after that. But I couldn't even fall asleep immediately. So I pretty much was like, I fell asleep at like 1:30, so half 2 in the morning. And next thing I know, my alarm buzzing at like 6 a.m. or even earlier because I had work at 8 a.m. I had no energy. I felt awful. I just struggled to honestly hold my eyes open. Everybody could irritate me so easily. Every good decision was way hard to make. I was just so hard to concentrate, to literally do simple tasks. That just showed me how, like, holy, like how much my sleep negatively impacts my life. Like, why am I doing this to myself? And I decided to actually improve my sleep. When I did those two things, I felt so much better. I had so much more energy. I was like completely different person, honestly. And I perceived the others differently, even though they didn't change one bit. But since I changed so much, since I had so much more energy, I literally saw them so much differently. They were all better, nicer people to me just because I improved my sleep, not because they actually improved, in some way. No. It's just because I was different. I knew before too, and you probably know that sleep is important too, but you don't actually change it. Why is it? Well, honestly, it's because you aren't awake while you're sleeping. Just because you're not awake doesn't mean it's not important. I realize sleep is an extreme form of actually productivity. It's just we are not awake to actually witness it. If we were, we would be fascinated by how much happens. So here, I wrote down some of the things that happen while we sleep. This is a huge workout, as you will see, for the mind. So first, your energy is being replenished and your tissues and nerve cells are being regenerated. That's the first thing. Second, your memory is reorganized for optimal accessibility and your learning capacity is increasing. Third, you get a resilience upgrade so you can better cope with stress. You get a surge of positive emotion and decrease your susceptibility to anxiety and depression. Your motor skills are enhanced. You add another day to your life. Your food cravings decrease. Your brain gets shielded from cancer and dementia. You even ward off colds and the flu and lower your risk of heart attack, stroke, and diabetes. And obviously, you get supercharged. You have so much energy and you can get into flow state. You probably heard about flow state. Athletes often refer it to the zone. When they are so focused on their game, their performance, whatever they're doing, and time just flies by and they perform so well, they even surprise themselves. Well, you see, flow has 4 stages: struggle, release, flow, and the last is recovery. And recovery, meaning the best recovery ever is sleep. So flow and sleep actually goes hand in hand. So if you don't get great sleep, you will not be able to get into flow state. And that's another reason why you want incredible sleep. Now when you know all these things, I want to give you one mindset that's going to change your life forever. This is the most important thing. If you're going to take anything from this video, make sure it's actually this. And it's called sleep first mindset. What is sleep first mindset about? Well, it's literally about you prioritizing and obsessing over sleep the same way you do about your work, about your whatever is most important to you. If that's studying right now in your life, well then, same way you do about studying. You get the point. Because sleep fuels ambition. Sleep fuels performance. As I said before, all the benefits that you get with great sleep, and there's way more than just some of them. That's why you want to obsess over sleep. So another way you are going to actually do this is you can't compress on sleep. Later in the video, you're going to decide how much you're going to sleep each single night. And you want to stick to that schedule no matter what. You can't compress on sleep. Literally, you can't. You didn't do all the work that you should. You didn't study for all the things that you said that you would. You didn't do, whatever you said that you will do that day. You didn't do it in the day. You cannot compress on sleep. Sleep comes first. Yeah, I want you to think about it like a Tetris game. You just reorganize the blocks so you fill the whole screen with as many of them as possible. Well, sleep is one block in in this game. You cannot change, you cannot one night 8 hours, another night 7 hours, another night 6 hours, then again 9 hours, you know, it's 8 hours every single night, or 7, however much you set, but it's every single night, it's same amount of hours. That's it. You cannot compress it. It's non-compressible. I said, if you didn't do something, do it the next day. Be way more like, think about how to make it so that doesn't happen tomorrow. That's the most important thing. I want you to really adopt this thinking. Sleep first. Sleep is a priority. Sleep is a big positive domino effect. If I get good night's sleep, everything the next day is easier. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. It doesn't matter. Sleep is more important. To actually remember this, bonus tips, pretty much put an alarm, for example, that reminds you of this, like sleep first mindset, like that's how you can call it, and just put it every night before you go to sleep. You know, when you should start preparing for bed, you know, call it that way. For example, that's one way how you can do it. You can also just write on a piece of paper and put it on a board somewhere where you will see it, and you can be creative with it. What's another way how you can adopt this mindset and start really not forget about it, actually start adopting it, actually start thinking this way, because this is how you will actually never feel tired again. If you actually adopt this mindset, and if you know that just because you aren't awake doesn't mean that sleep isn't very productively spent time. So now when you know that, what's the 80-20 for good sleep? It's so simple. You can literally say it in one sentence. In order to get amazing sleep, you want to go to sleep deaf, blind, cold, and hungry at the same time every single night. So 5 things. So first, at the same time every single night. You see, if you literally do not go to sleep at the same time every single night, your circadian rhythm isn't aligned. So if you go over the weekends or throughout the week to one night an hour earlier, one night an hour later, and then over the weekends a few hours later, especially. But even an hour, literally, your circadian rhythm is not the same. It's like when you go to somewhere way further and you change the time zones. You go on a flight to another continent, you change the time zones. And well, you see, you're pretty much doing this to your body every single night that you actually aren't consistent on your sleep. So you want to set literally some moment when you will go to sleep every single night. To make this honestly easy and you actually apply this, don't set some crazy now aspirational, bedtime, like, I'm gonna start going to sleep at like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. If you usually go to sleep at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., okay, maybe you want to go a bit later or earlier so that it's realistic and you can actually stick to it throughout the whole week. You want to go on the weekends too at the same time. So yeah, think about like, what is the realistic time that I'm gonna set that I will go to bed at every single night. Once you did that, literally you have to stick with that. And that's why I said sleep first mindset. You want to remind yourself of this mindset so you don't forget about it. And for that you can use alarms. For that you can use you can write in a document and just read that sentence, put it on a paper in front of you somewhere so you actually see it, because this is actually what's important. If you want incredible results, change how you're thinking, because all the actions, all the achievements you get in life is just a manifestation of your thinking. Also allocate at least 8 hours to bed. I mean, maybe you can try 7. Maybe that works better for you. It's worth experimenting. If you're younger, like in your 20s or even younger, then you probably need at least 8 hours of sleep, but it doesn't need to be. Maybe you perform better on 7.5 hours of sleep, maybe 7. But 7 is the lowest. I honestly sleep for 8 hours, but I actually am in bed. This is a big thing. Before. So I actually am in bed 15 minutes before, and I could probably even move this up even further, like 20 minutes or half an hour. So whatever time you actually want to fall asleep, you want to be in bed at least 10 to 15 minutes before that time, so you actually fall asleep at the time that you said that you will sleep. And when you actually wake up, you want to make sure that your phone is not next to you, not on your, what's it called, the furniture next to your bed, but the phone is literally all across the room, so you actually have to get up. You get a cortisol boost, and once you turn off the alarm, it's way easier. So that's a great tip. Okay, so once you go to sleep every single night at the same time, the first thing that you want to do is go to sleep deaf. What this means, you want to buy earplugs. I'm going to put a picture of mine ones on the screen. So earplugs lowers a bunch of noise you would hear literally during the night. So you don't actually hear it, and your quality of sleep is way higher. So when I do not put this earplugs, my brother always wakes me up when he comes back to the house. I mean, not always, but very often he wakes me up. Also for you, it could be especially when we have guests over at our house and I go to sleep, then it's impossible. So it's a lifesaver. You definitely, once you try them, you'll not go back. You'll not go back. Especially a bonus tip is try gummy silicone earplugs. These are way better than the regular ones. Second thing is that you want to go to bed blind. What this means is just remove, a bunch of light that goes into your room, literally. So you can pull down the curtains. This is what I do. Or you can just buy a sleep mask, or if you have one somewhere in the house, just, put that on before you go to sleep, and that's it. Third thing is cold. Cold actually promotes great sleep too. So you want to set your temperature from 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. So what I do is simplest. I just open a few windows before I go to sleep, and then when I actually go to bed, I just leave one open so it stays around that temperature. But if you have a thermometer, I mean, I have that too. You can literally put it on 19 degrees or 16, however much you want. So that's another thing that you do, and easy fix. But you would be surprised how much this impacts, so that you don't wake up in the night and you actually get way better sleep. And the last thing is that you want to go to bed hungry, and this is the most important thing. So the rule is to not eat anything 4 hours before bed, literally. If you have to eat something, do it at least 4 hours before you actually go to sleep, because this is such a huge process, our body processing food, and it's definitely gonna, impact negatively the quality of your sleep. This is why a fanatic like Brian Johnson, who invests millions into his health, literally eats in the morning the last meal, somewhere around 10, 11 a.m., is his last meal. So that's pretty much how you will never feel tired again. So I really hope I helped you with this video, and I really hope I'll help you with all the future ones. If you like the video, click like, and I'll see you in another video.